G'day fellas and welcome to a very special casted game. Spawning in as the yellow Ottomans player. No, it is not the Viper. He had his color stolen away by his enemy. We've got Dragut. The map is of course Ancient Spires. This map spawns with a nice little amount of fish next to the starting town center. So typically you would see players look to try and take advantage of that by either going on the straggler trees or building a lumber camp. But over on the other side of the map, spawning in as the purple Ottoman player, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be familiar with a certain gentleman representing GL. It is the one, it is the only, it is the Viper. Yes, he is back once again. And we have got ourselves another Viper pup game. I'm so incredibly excited to see it. Okay, it's time for some lore. I'm giving you guys the lore. That's not LAW lore. Hey, Viper. Come on, bro. All right, I'm going to give you guys the lore. Hey, at least he got 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4 ain't bad. Here's the lore. So, I was looking at the rankings, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to check the rankings to see, where are people placed. So, like, Muslims number 1, Beastie Cuties number 2, Marine Lords number 3, all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to check and see if they've got their games open. And no one's got their games open. Like, the pros don't have their match histories open, so I can't see them, I can't cast them. And that's fine. That's a normal part of the game, and that's perfectly okay. And so I started going down the list and looking for people that had played games, and everyone's got their games closed. And so I went over to the second page, and I'm looking, and I found myself. I think I'm like rank 114 or something like that. I played like 11 games or 7 games or something like that. It's a very small amount of games. And right above me, there was a certain gentleman by the name of the Viper. And I said, no way, that's not the real Viper. Anyway, it's the real Viper. He's here. I didn't even know this guy was playing the pup, but it turns out he was playing the pup all along. And the only reason we found out was through a chance that we were right next to him. Had we not been right next to him, I don't think I would have seen his name. It was literally, I mean, you can go check it for yourself right now. We're holding hands next to each other. And not the first time we've held hands either, I'll have you know. I'm just kidding. Debbie, don't hurt me. Me and Viper, not like that. Anyway, well, I digress. So Viper going to be opening up with a little bit of a boat boom here. Now, this is something that I would advocate for anybody playing this map. If you're playing your quick search, your ranked map, and you get Ancient Spires, what do you do? Well, there is no... There's no, like, you don't have to follow a flow chart for this, because it's just very simple. If you get Ancient Spires, you water boom. That's it. There's no, like, decision-making process. There's no, like, oh, should I, shouldn't I? You know what? Okay, I'll give you a flow chart. Am I against Casva? If the answer is yes, don't water boom, because he's just going to come over and wall these fish, and then you're not going to have any fish. And it's going to be like, well, that's kind of lame. And he's going to be like, yeah, it sucks, doesn't it? And then that's it. So I would say if you're against Casva, then don't water boom. But if you're not against Casva, then go for it. So that's the flow chart. Viper now looking to age up. He's managed to gather up that 200 gold. And now looking to move over onto wood. This to me kind of signals the fact that he went over to wood here is that he's thinking about a second town center. Let's see if that's going to be the play. Yeah, he's definitely thinking about a second town center. Twin Minaret Madrasa coming in as well. So we saw him in the first Ottoman game that he played, going for this landmark. He's also picking it up here. We'll take a look over on the other side of the map and see what his opponent Dragut is up to. It's going to be the Sultan Honey trade network coming out for Dragut. Now, this map is actually pretty decent for trade for the Ottomans. Quite far away, that trade post. Now, you'd still probably want to put a market all the way in the corner here, just to try and get that little bit of bonus. Like, the difference between this and this is probably like 40 to 50% like profit. So very, very worth it. But we'll watch and see whether Dragut even looks to do trading. He might just keep these bad boys in the Sultan Honey trade network, which is a very common strategy. We see players like the Muslim even doing that, where, typically the first trade should always be a safe one. Like right now, you could pop these traders out, walk them all the way over here, walk them all the way back. It'd be like maybe 6 minutes 20. Viper won't have a unit out. Like, even if he's got a unit out, it's still walking across the map. You don't have to worry. You don't have to fuss. So you think about that as a potential option for you. Now, Viper is only having 2 villagers on stone, which to me changes that whole story from before, where we were like, oh, Viper's going for a second TC. No. Bid connect. No, it is not. It looks to me like it's going to be a bit more of a military school play here. That is not enough villagers for it to be town center. So could be looking for a bit of a feudal focus as an option for him. He does have a nice little food economy here for villagers. Now, keep in mind, one of the great things about the Ottomans are that they do have cheaper docks. So their docks only cost 100 wood. So not only do their barracks, their archery range, their stables, and their blacksmiths all have a reduced price, but also their docks have a reduced price as well. So it's basically like the Abbasid bonus, but just a million times better. The Abbasid docks cost 75 wood. Now, would you rather pay 75 wood for a dock or 100 wood for a dock? But you also get 100 wood barracks, 100 wood archery range, 100 wood stable, 100 wood blacksmith, 100... It's actually 210 siege workshop. I mean, I know what I would take. I know what I would take. Blacksmith now coming down for the Viper. He's already got that military school, and he's straight onto Spahi. So I feel like already Viper are looking a lot more confident now with his game planning, with his idea on where he wants to go with the civilization. And we do see double mining camp coming up. You know, one of the interesting things about this mining camp location is that you can actually get the 2-for-1. It's rare. Sometimes you don't see it, and even the best players in the world don't see it sometimes. You'll just see the gold vein, and you'll be like, yep, mining camp, that's the best spot. Oh, I could have put it right there. There is a beautiful little pocket here that you actually get both, and you don't have to make the second mining camp, but it's been made, and Dragut is now going up with that second TC. 6 minutes 10, not a bad little timing here for him, considering there's only 5 villagers tapping away at it. Right on board with the Viper is that first Imperial Council technology going to come through with the first Vizier point of the game. Let's have a look and see what he does as he drops down his second military school and adds in a stable. Oh, I'm loving it, Viper. Somebody's watched a little bit of Aussie Drongo, I'm thinking. No, I'm just kidding. This is very standard. He hasn't watched anything. First point coming in. It's going to be Anatolian Hills. No real surprise there. Anatolian Hills, probably the best tier 1, I would say. I'd say this is probably the best tier 1. This is definitely the second best, and this one, don't even bother. This is just shit tier. Not worth it unless you want it for the meta, in which case, is it really worth it? I mean, 180, what is it? Not 180 gold. How much gold is it? Well, yeah, it's 180 resources. So, look, it's not that good. Don't bother. But first of the Spahis making their way across the map. Now, keep in mind, there are there's plenty of coverage over on this west side of the map with the town centers. Town center in a bit of a weird spot. I would have loved it a little bit further away, but I guess it does keep it kind of nice and safe here behind the tree line. He's always going to be able to help himself out there. A little bit closer to the main TC, but now the first spy, he does get spotted out. Scout Dragut doing a good job of scouting this one out. Villagers gonna have to fall back away from this position. We can see Dragut was looking to go for a 2-town center fast castle play. Hello, Dragut actually a pretty decent player, it seems, as everything here looking to line up with a good opening build order here from Dragut as the outpost now gets thrown down. Dragut, I'm loving your responses to this as well. Very, very good stuff. Viper definitely getting tested in these first games on the pup. Definitely not coming up against any slouches so far. You know, typically on the pup, I don't know about you guys, but I was playing the pup. I'm like, I don't know if I'm playing against people or if I'm playing against people that are new to Age of Empires. But it definitely felt like these were like peers. It felt like some people playing the Age of Empires for the first time. I don't know. Maybe that's just like, you know, when I'm going to stop talking. Anyway, Viper adding in a barracks now to the blacksmith. Looking for +1 ranged armor as well. Keep in mind, he's going to be able to mix in a meta. And the meta is going to give him that extra +1 ranged armor. I can just see Twitch chat at the moment mentioning bots, lol. Yeah. You never know if you're playing up against a human or a bot. That is definitely it. You know, they're grinding XP, right? That's exactly it. But still yet to see that meta coming out. At this point, Viper looking to grab up those upgrades as well. We start to see wheelbarrow coming through, specialized pick, forestry, and double broadaxe. He is not forgetting a single thing. We also see, look at that, yeah, double broadaxe and forestry at the same time. So something that you rarely see. And look at this, Viper's still on the fish. He's got 4 fishing boats, and look how long this lasts for. Now, typically when I'm doing this, I like to just put one fishing boat on each fishing pile. Well, fishing pile, I don't know if it's a fishing pile or what you call it, a fishing node, I guess, technically. But now those numbers starting to build up for the Viper. I'm really looking forward to when he finally brings out the first of the meta, because that meta is really going to change the way that this army can engage. Still not going for a meta just yet. Composition here looking pretty decent, but at the same time going to get absolutely shredded by the outpost. We can see he's actually losing out quite a lot on these units. Got to be careful, cannot fight into this. So the difference here is going to be absolutely massive once he gets that meta in, because he's going to be going from +3 to +4 ranged armor. And that's really going to enable him to start sieging that down a lot more easily, because he's taking effectively 33% less damage, so surviving a lot more arrows than he would normally. Battering ram now coming down for the Viper. Whole bunch of feudal techs that he's going for here. Really looking to fill out the entire line. He's got 500 gold in the bank as well. Scout behind the base for the moment. Does spot the archery range out. And we do have the age up now coming through for Dragut. Let's take a look and see. It's probably going to be the MIA. Anyone for an MIA? Interesting position on the MIA. I would not advocate for that position at all. let's go between our two town centers. I'll do that one. That's not terrible. So you're going to be putting the MIA. I feel like this would have just been perfect. You go here and then blacksmith there and then all your military buildings around it. But he's going for a little bit further away. I don't like this because it can still be stopped. And we know Viper's got a scout up here. Or at least he did. He's moved it away for the moment. Down towards the south battering ram, going to be coming in now. One of the things that Dragut can do here is wait for that mangonel. It's going to take him about 3 minutes before he gets it in. He doesn't have a blacksmith here to buff up the MIA. So that's going to make it a little bit harder on the hold. Second outpost was attempted to go up. Viper going to be able to deny it. Still yet to see that meta come in. Don't worry. It's going to be coming in any second. I can feel it. I feel it coming. I feel it coming. It's still not coming. Man, damn. It is not pretty. Battering ram now coming in, looking to soak up a little bit of the damage here. All of the spy are going to be running in underneath the town center, looking to try and find villagers. Outpost in the wood line. I don't know how I feel about that one. Dragut, you're going to have to head back to the drawing board with that one. Manages to take out the villagers. Let's see if he picks up on the fortitude here. Villagers notoriously good against horsemen already. Who thought it'd be a good idea to make them even more effective? That is a question that remains unanswered. But now Viper does spot that age up and he says, "Ooh, that is an age up right now." That is for sure. Town center just firing down upon these units. More spy going to be running in. He's got a couple more down on the south side. That wolf is just still picking up all the reinforcements. So bloody annoying as it does that. Just chasing around villagers in the base. Viper sitting at the moment on 44 versus Dragut on 46. So that's the difference. And keep in mind, he's got 6 of these bad boys sitting inside here. So despite that second town center, he has done absolutely nothing. When it comes to economy, he has gone backwards because Viper has been able to put on the early aggression against his enemy. Viper now looking to age up as well. Battering ram still stays alive. 72 health on it, 71. Town center fires off a shot towards it. More units moving out towards his position. And now that battering ram turning around. In fact, it's a new battering ram. Yo, what up? I got a new friend. It is a battering ram. And the battering ram going to be looking to take down this house. Villagers getting pulled. Villagers to repair. Unfortunately, not going to happen. And now that battering ram looking like it might go down. Viper doing a pretty good bait and switch here. Bait and switch. I don't know if that's the right term, but definitely baits out the villagers and switches the ram with a spar. He now looks to go up towards the Castle Age himself. Is it going to be the MIA that he looks to go for as well? Let's look and see. There's a good spot. I don't think that's big enough. He's probably going to have to go here in the front. No, that's not going to fit either. I think this is the best spot. That's not connected, though. Going to need to throw down a new blacksmith. Just the consequence of that tree line. You would have loved for it to be down there. When you're playing the Ottomans, base building is incredibly important. This is something I was talking with a good friend of mine, Kanoki, about. Base building. It is China all over again. It is about knowing exactly where you're going to place every single individual building with your blacksmith in the best position for it. And we can see that that Viper here, unfortunately, misses out on the MIA being in the blacksmith, but hopefully he drops down a blacksmith just right next to it. He's going to need to. So far, the positioning, though, looking pretty good for Viper. Viper also adding in the second town center behind this. Keep in mind, Viper's got the fishing boats over his opponent. So something that Dragut does not have. We do see stables coming out. So going to be looking like it's a knight, maybe mangonel mix. Interesting. No blacksmith coming out for Dragut yet. Farms getting dropped down. Now, this is the consequence of going for this Sultanani trade network, is that we've got farms coming down for Dragut. We take a look at Viper's base, and not only does he have all of this food around the town center, or rather around the Twin Minaret Madras, he's still got 7 sheep, and he's still got plenty on the ground. Now, we can't count it all, but there's 16 sheep here, and he's a very happy camper. So this is the difference here between the Twin Minaret Madras and that and the Sultanani trade network, and that's part of the reason why I love the landmark. It just delays that farm transition so long. Typically, when I'm playing the Ottomans, I won't transition to farms until like 19 minutes, which is insane. It is crazy to think that you're playing 19 minutes without farms with a really food-heavy civilization like the Ottomans. But now Spearmen up towards the north, looking to siege down the mill. We see the next of the next of the Vizier points coming through. Knights moving across the map. Viper going to be able to pick it up. Spearmen looking pretty decent, even though they're hardened Spearmen, not yet able to receive their veterancy. He's still going to be able to do a decent amount of damage towards these units, and ideally Viper wants to try and fight them. Dragut wants to avoid fighting against the spears. Villagers making a little bit of a run for their life. Going to be doing a ring around the Rosie. Unfortunately, the Rosie here going to be the gold miners. The veteran spearmen come in, and they're able to repel these knights away. Meanwhile, back in the base of his opponent, Viper going to be able to spot the mangonel. Terrible damage coming out right here. The consequence of not rallying your MIA to your military. Well, to be honest, there's not a lot of military to really rally it to. And unfortunately, it does go down. That is a 3-minute cost. Gone down, a 3-minute waste. It would have been beautiful. You would have loved to have seen it. attacking. You know, I can just picture it now. There's a Mangonel, you know, that he's riding along the Great China Wall by himself. He's killing archers in, you know, all the different provinces. And it's just, you know, I'm missing you, Mangonel. I'm missing you. I'll be missing you. No. I ain't missing you at all. Missing you. Now, that's a good song. Man, I tell you what, Vice City had some of the best music. Now, obviously, the music of Vice City is real music. It got pulled from Vice City. But I got to say, GTA 6, it was leaked. We got to hear some of the music. I just hope it's as good as Vice City was. That's all I'm going to say. Villager, unfortunately, going down for the Viper. He's also going to be losing out the military school unless he's able to cancel this. You want to cancel this, Viper, you're going to be losing the whole cost of this unless you cancel it. Never mind. Looks like Dragut just pushes on. Viper up towards the north, continuing to push with these spears. These spears look very similar to Abbasid spears. They've got a very similar look, in my opinion, to them. But it seems like the Knight's going to be continuing to rampage through the base. Spearman looking very good. Great choice from Viper here. Going Spearman up against the Knights as well as the Mangonel. Like, it's not going to do anything to him at all. And Dragut now going to be able to spot this keep out. And the question is what he's able to do in response. We see the next Mangonel. It's a minute away. Next Vizier point going to be coming through. What direction does he... Oh, trade bags? Trade bags? Dragut, you went for trade bags? Trade bags? What do you think you're doing with trade bags, Dragut? Janissary's now coming out, trying to hold this position with Janissary's a little bit of a Michael Jackson over here. Not sure if you guys saw the moonwalk. Second Vizier point from the Viper has been sent. He's still got the third one in the bag. Now looking to chase away the Janissaries with the veteran Spearman. Chase them, boys. And now turning around with those hand cannoneers looking to try and fight them. Decent little job back here. Viper, unfortunately, losing out a fair few units. Janissary's pushing to hold. Viper up against Janissary. Viper v Janissary. It is the foretold prophecy. And Good Game gets called. He says, you know what? I can't even deal with it. The Janissaries aren't going to be good enough. Viper versus Janissary. Viper is the victor. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this second game of Viper's Ottomans. This has been a highly illegal cast from our underground basement. Actually, it's not an underground basement, but it's an underground cast. Anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.